It's so good to see you though, bro. Just to introduce you real quick to everybody watching, we're back again. This is SHEREN. This is my brother Kadeem Johnson, aka K John Lasso, on interwebs. I mean, what don't you do? But I'll list it. Photographer, model agent, stylist, dog owner, brother, son, and one of these new LAers who left New York, just bounced and left us. But I'm not even mad at you. Sunlight matters. Yeah, bro. So how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just enjoying the weekend before I tackle the week all over again.
Where you at now? You're in LA or you out? You're
Yeah,
in LA right now?
I'm in LA.
How's life? How's
It's
life?
it's been good. I was furloughed for a little bit and I started back about 3 weeks ago. So it's been hella busy, but it's cool
Good. I'm glad you're back.
to be productive and just like doing what I love. So it's all good.
And that's obviously the model agent flex right there, right? Why do you? I never even asked you. How did you even get into that?
So it's something that I knew that I always wanted to do. So when I was in school, I took an internship at this agency in New York called DNA Model Management, and I was there throughout my senior year of college, and then eventually they hired me as an assistant, and then I went from assistant to junior manager, from junior manager to full-on agent, and yeah, here I am.
Here we are now, and here we are now. I'm saying the sunshine. I mean, the blue is looking, immaculate. You're looking like royalty right now. I don't even know what is that? Is that a cardigan? Is it a robe?
A robe. It's a cardigan.
Shit, it just looks exquisite. You know what I mean? You're looking really plush right now. I'm looking over here jealous.
I need a robe, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, just in general, I guess how's LA been from your perspective over the past couple of months?
Throughout COVID, I feel like I appreciated LA more
Mm.
because no shade to my city, New York. I feel like if I was going through quarantine in New York, I would have died. Like and here in LA, like it allowed me to go for runs, go to parks, the beach, the beach. The beaches out here definitely helped me throughout quarantine. So I appreciate LA more, and I figured out the things that I love about it out here. Because when I first moved out here, I was kind of questioning why I made the move. And bright side of COVID, surprisingly, was it allowed me to like take time to actually explore different parts of LA by myself or with some friends and find things that I really appreciate about it. That makes me happy. So
Yeah. I mean, what did you find on the exploration? What did you see new? So what did you get into?
the beaches,
On the beach?
secret spot that I'm not going to talk about, but I found a secret spot with my friend Addie a day that she took me to, and yeah, that's one of my favorite places to go with her.
Mm.
What else? I did some Airbnb exploration with some friends. We went to Joshua Tree, Palm Springs for my birthday. I found this really dope house in Joshua Tree that I fell in love with. That I'm trying to go back to, but they raised the prices and it's been booked up. So I'm probably gonna try to go again next year.
Yeah. So what else you been working on, bro? See, hold on, wait. Where's the energy at? What? Where's the energy at? Where's the Kadeem energy? Did I get you too early in the morning? I know we got a time difference. Wait, I need that. I need the big energy. You should listen to some music before you got on. Where's the energy at? I need energy. I need
Hey,
I need radiance. This is your life. I can't be more excited than you are. Look behind you. You have palm trees just blowing, sunlight come hitting your skin glowing, locks, coming through from the crown. I'm sorry. Are you not living well? I want to hear the excitement.
I'm hyped.
You low-key living my life. Out there in the sunshine.
What you need, bro? I'm chilling.
You're living the life. Seriously.
I'm chilling. Relax.
Yeah. I know. I'm halfway kidding. But yeah, I mean, so what else you been getting to out there? Like photography wise, I mean, it's obvious that over the past couple of months, you just really been putting out a lot more content, showing
like I've had time to like just come up with ideas that I've been wanting to shoot, or like just coming up with ideas off the top of my head while I'm just staying here and actually having the time to execute it or like explore more levels of photography that I wasn't doing before. So I've been shooting a lot more out here. just like having the courage to just like hit people up on DM, like, yo, I think you're dope. I'd love to shoot you. And it's been such like I haven't been told no yet, which is great.
I mean, the work's been looking super strong.
Thank you, man. Yeah. I've been trying to just get a little deeper into stuff and like exploring more photography and taking it more serious than I was before. So it's been good.
What are you trying to capture? Is it just people? Is it style? Is it something else?
I'm into fashion, obviously. I'm in the fashion business, so like of course my eye is just gonna gravitate towards like fashion kind of photography, but my style is still like street style but fashion. So yeah, so it's about people, and definitely it's about people, but like I like to incorporate the fashion aspect of it. So when I am shooting people, it's either like tastefully nude photos or like something that I style.
I didn't realize you were doing some of the styling as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the shoots that I've done, I've styled it.
Are you trying to get into, I mean, I know you're a stylist, obviously, but are you trying to get into it more? Is it like a bigger vision with the style stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to get into it more just because like it's something I've always been into, but I was always just focused on being an agent. And I've always been into styling and shit like that. So
yeah, we know that.
I'm just getting into it more and figuring out how and on what capacity.
Yeah. What would you want to ideally get into? Is it like celebrity stylists, magazine stuff, more editorial stuff?
Sports.
You said sports?
Yeah, like football players and basketball players.
Oh damn! I wasn't even expecting that answer. That's super left field. I was not even expecting that. That's super interesting. Why? Like
I don't watch sports, but like styling the sports players, football and basketball players particularly, would be something I would really, really want to get into.
Why is that? That's so cool to me.
It's just, I don't know. It's just what I've always been into, surprisingly. Like I've always been intrigued seeing them walk to like their games and like their fits, or even like their street style photos. Again, I'm always into street style, so like them just like hanging out with their boys and getting caught by the paparazzi. Like I would love to just get into that realm.
Is there something about like their platforms? Is something about like their body type? Is there, or is it just because they're so hyper visible?
Because they're dudes, and it's just more chill to work with guys, and I feel like those guys, they don't really care too much about fashion, so it allowed me to like explore more with them, and they'll be open to the ideas instead of like with celebrities, they kind of like have a vision for themselves already, or like a model that is just dressing mannequins really. Them it's like more of a we're working together situation. Yeah. So I've been told by my friends that I know who do style celebrities, like that's what it's like, and that's what I've seen. So I'm into it.
It's almost like you get like a bigger canvas to work with.
Yeah, exactly.
Less restrictions.
Exactly.
It makes sense given your style because it's so I won't say it's unexpected, but it's really distinct. It's like one of the few. I mean, you're one of the few people. It's obvious. It's always been the case. I've been knowing you almost like 9-10 years now, and you've always had like the most exciting style for me. Like even earlier, a little surprise towards the end, I got with some of the old stuff that I want to show you that I was looking at before we started.
I was looking at some of those photos before, and I'm like, what the fuck was I wearing?
That's what you think now.
I think now, but before I'm like,
you were killing it, bro.
Shit like, but now it's like
you were killing it.
Wear all those prints all at once ever. But yeah, it was.
It took going through that to get here, though.
Yeah, for sure. Like I've noticed that my style is more laid back, especially living out here in LA. Like they don't take like let me not say anything negative.
Now say it.
No, I'm not gonna talk about it here. They're just so relaxed out here, so it's like you naturally adapt to what their style is. You know what I mean? So like I'm just more like laid back, loose cardigans, a hoodie, jeans, a good shoe, always a good shoe though, and yeah, just chill. Just chill.
Taking the vibe in the hand, taking the vibe into account. I see.
Right.
I've been out there. It seems like everybody. It's either you get like right out the runway type look with people, or everybody's just like you said, really really flowy, taking it easy. White shirt, jeans, chilling, laid back. So to come from where you were to where you are now is definitely visible. Definitely more luxe, but definitely more visible. I see the Margiela TV boots and all that type of stuff.
Right.
Just not cheap. I'm glad. You seem like you've been enjoying it. It's not like you moved back, so clearly things must be going well.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I'm coming back home in December for sure, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But now that I'm getting closer to the date, I'm just like, how long do I want to stay out there for though? Because I don't like the cold too much anymore, so I'm just debating how long I'm going to be out there. But I'm looking forward to going home for a little bit.
I'm sure you got to go visit the moms and just all that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I'm trying to debate whether I want to go into the old photos now or go to the old photos later. But seeing as we already talked about style, I want to go to the old photos now. Because I mean, people don't notice, but you may have been like the first person I shot, like photograph, maybe like ever.
Really?
Yeah, for like After Outfit, like the old website. Like you may have been the first. I looked through the photos and it was like April 11, 2011. And that was like some year from when I graduated. I mean, I was probably still using disposable cameras at that time. And we met at FIT. People, let me give some background. Like, cause people, I know people don't fully understand it. Like before all this like style explosion happened over the probably past 5-6 years with A$AP Rocky, and that bled into like the NBA players, the rappers, and everybody else like that. You would walk down the street, and if you saw somebody that had anything different on, you knew this person was like into style. It was like they stuck out like a sore thumb. You know, it wasn't like everyone had an aesthetic, and that's like again before J. Crew democratized like basics and all that type of stuff. This shit was really just a weird thing that somebody was into. So when I saw what you, Trav, Josh were doing on Tumblr, when I was at college, I was like, yo, like who are these dudes? I mean, I remember having 0% style. My style was at 0.0. You know what I mean? I literally knew nothing. Like you were my style genesis. You were like the inspiration for wanting to even do style in general. Like it was all literally from the creativity that you were creating with your outfits at that moment. I'm just being real. Like you were like, in my eyes, like a style god at that moment. It's not a lie, bro. I'm just being honest.
Thanks.
Yeah, bro, you're the first person that took me to thrift.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's all walking around Williamsburg with you. This is a fact. So,
we're old.
Yeah, that's what that means. What that means is that we're old. I'm only 32 though.
I'm slowly having flashbacks like, damn, the L train to the Lower East Side and it's going thrifting for hours. And I don't even own half that shit anymore. It's like,
yeah. But I guess again, it took going through that to get here. You know, it's like you're the early adopter. That's all it is. You were first on the scene. But let me show you some stuff. I want to see if you're gonna laugh at this. Everybody, bear with me because I may have a whole bunch of tabs open because that's just how my computer works. But tell me if you can see my screen. Can you see it?
Not yet.
Oh well, let's see if it comes up. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. Hold on, let me see. Okay, here we go. Oh, they're trying to hate on me with the screen sharing. Tell me if you see anything.
Is your screen, bro?
There we go. All right, so this was the first thing.
I still have that jacket though.
There you go.
Jacket.
Look at the day, April 3rd, 2011. Crazy. Literally over almost a decade ago, 9.5 years ago.
I was 21.
Yeah, man, this is crazy.
Wow.
I have the Abder outfit, and that's a dumbass name. I just like Richard Abdon. And I was like, all right, cool, Abder outfit, whatever. But yeah, it was all of this stuff, man. We went to FIT. This was everything. Like, you know,
that's in front of like FIT, I believe.
Yeah, it was right on the corner of FIT.
Yeah.
That's where we linked up. I remember it was like, I don't know if it was an email or whatever I sent to you. I was like, yo, bro, your style's crazy. We got to go link up, blah, 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 so forth to someone. And it was just, I mean, not to go down memory lane. But this was it. Like, it was really like a moment. Like, people gonna laugh at it. They gonna laugh at it, but like this was at the time like someone who really stood out. You know, like the flannel, the jacket, like rings, all that stuff. Like these were like your MOs, the stacked rings. All this stuff was brand new.
I think that's the only ring I still have.
Which one? The one in the index? All right. Yeah, man. Like, so that was the moment. This was again a minute ago. Probably ahead of this time, but it was dope. And I got some other joints that you're gonna laugh at. Then we can get back to the regular conversation. But it's like you, jury.
Wow. Can you send me this photo?
I sent you the folder. I got way more. I just went through my old hard drive.
Send me that photo, please.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, that one.
All right, I'll send it to you after the conversation. Mad at these joints, bro. Like I got whole folders of you because I was just doing street style every single like weekend I went out. So I went through my hard drive. Now this photo's actually fire.
Ooh,
Like,
big head.
I'm like, okay. You and Gene. Well, I think we went to U Square one afternoon.
That's a really beautiful photo. Go back, actually.
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier. I was like, actually, this is actually like a really good photo.
Photo, actually, with them holding
Back in the day when I used to care about being a photographer. Yeah, but
I remember this day too.
yeah, man, it was a good day. It was like kind of rainy. It was just beautiful. Like this is an iconic shot. This is
Wow.
before the locks grew in, as you can see the growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, out of my locks, yo.
But it's not that many more. But this is another day we went. We're in Chelsea by the galleries.
Photos. Yes.
It was just such a throwback time, man. Just
Wow.
this experimentation, you know what I mean? Like when you're saying you're trying to be a stylist, people need to see the genesis. Like this is where all this stuff began. You know, like just being like going out every single weekend, trying to do something different. Don't laugh at yourself. Trying to do something different. And, like yeah, this is like this is right down the block from I forgot the name of it, like the East Village Vintage or something like that. And this is in East Village. I know that much.
Yeah.
You and Amina in Williamsburg, Maji, Salvation Army thrift store in the background. Just different stuff, man. This was in the Soho. I remember that day.
I remember this day. Hall was with us too.
Yeah, exactly. This is us. I think we were doing a shoot for some brand. Jesse was there, and Gene was there, and a bunch of other people were there. Yeah, man, just different times, man. Us thrifting together. It was just different times. Not to go too deep into the game, but I go back to the regular view. But just the.
I need all those photos. I haven't. Damn, yo.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
I guess it's a throwback. It was a throwback, man. I was going through them, getting mad nostalgic. Like, yo, one, we hella old in our early in our early 30s now. But two, it was just like I look back on those moments and just there's a beauty to it, even beyond the nostalgia, because it's like we really didn't know what we were doing. It was something. It was a pure love. There wasn't no Adidas contracts. Oh shit, doggy. What's the dog's name?
Actually, her name is Nala.
Nala, beautiful. Your new best friend. The dog odor. But yeah, it was just a beauty. Keep it there. There's just a beauty in that moment because we didn't really even know what we were doing. It was just completely genuine. There was just nothing. There was no GQ contracts. There was no, Adidas contracts. There was no attention. There wasn't social media. There was no Instagram. YouTube was probably just like really starting. There really wasn't much going on. It was people doing stuff for the love.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a good time.
Yeah, man. I look, you kind of missed it a little bit, but we are here now. Yeah. So when you're saying like, you want to stop people,
back to reality, like can't go back to the past, so just reminisce and move on.
Yeah, man. So how do all of that make you feel? Like just seeing some of that stuff.
It makes me feel appreciated, yo, for real, because like sometimes how do I put this? I'm competitive, so like I'm competitive with myself though, like so I feel like I always question like, am I on the right path or am I moving as fast as I should be moving? And then seeing those photos make me realize like, yeah, Kadeem, you're on the right path. It's like seeing those photos and remembering like the time I was in and where I was in compared to now, it's just like, all right, Kadeem, you're doing all right for yourself. So be appreciative and just keep moving like the way you are. So it's great to see those. Thank you for sharing those.
Of course, man. I figured you're gonna get a good emotion from that. Because I think it's nothing like seeing
skinny. I want to be skinny like that again.
But you look like you're in shape now, though. No? You're in shape now. You just buffer.
Sure.
Nah, bro, you look good. You good. You don't got nothing to worry about, bro, at all. So you got your whole life together. You got dogs. You got the hair. You got the apartment. You're looking good, man. Trust me.
Thank you. You too, boy.
Oh no, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I still gotta get back in shape.
Plot twist reverse. How's everything going with you? What's going on with you?
Man, I'm building. I won't lie. I'm in a space right now where I'm just trying to like get to more of my purpose. Like I feel like the past couple of years it's been a lot of work trying to like establish my quote unquote like professional career, and then you come to the realization like the professional career is not what you want to do. It's like I just missed the
old office before. It was in
by Union Square.
Huh?
It's by Union Square, I think.
Yeah, no. Grand Central Station.
Yeah, we moved from there to Union Square, and then we moved to Midtown.
I remember
Then,
going.
like for the past 2 years, I've been working remotely, so it's kind of just been what's been going on.
Yeah.
But it's been good. Just been like trying to find a purpose, trying to find things that mean more than just a paycheck. So that's the reason for like the book and for doing the book or the third book, and starting this podcast and working on all this other stuff that I'm doing and behind the scenes, because it's like after money, what do you have? I just kept asking myself the question, like, okay, if all this shit that I've been working on, which really was trying to get to more money, would you be happy if I was doing this for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years? And the answer was just no. So I had to get back to like those photos, get back to like what I missed and what I was really passionate about at the time. Really was meeting people, people who were creative, meeting artists, meeting people like yourself with good energy and good hearts and like real talent, like, and just sharing and having that connection and having that exchange. Like, to me, that's really at my core what I love the most. Like, doing this shit makes me the happiest. And if this can happen now and I can build into something that's bigger in the future, that's what I'm gonna do. So that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I'm getting back to my purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
So
that's what I feel like, man. And this is a bigger thing. Like a couple years ago, me, Ashley, and Anthony, we were like working on like a travel series, kind of the same conversational tone, going to meet artists in their areas, in their neighborhoods, in their cities. And we're gonna do basically what I'm doing now, but just complete overly production, and it'll be like a travel show. So like mixture of Anthony Bourdain, but Anthony Bourdain for art and Black, obviously. And so I was like, yeah, I'm tired of waiting, because I don't care if I don't have the budget to do it now. Let me just start this, and this could be the incubator and the experimental phase of doing that. And then when we get the budget and when shit opens back up, we can really go on the road with it. But just have to start.
I'm proud of you, boy.
Appreciate it, bro. I'm proud of you too, man. Like,
I've been watching them, just like listening to my friends, because all the people that you're interviewing, we're all friends. So it's like, I didn't know that. Hearing them talking, like, oh shit, I remember when that happened. So it was really cool watching it.
That's been the most like rewarding, like I think, comment I've gotten from everybody is like, I'm not sure everybody's watching the full videos, because I know some people just watch the ones on YouTube, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna try to express that a bit more. I know some people just watch the joints on Instagram, but like hearing from, like close friends and being like, oh, I didn't even know that about that person. Or I didn't know that's what they were going through. I didn't know they were working on that. Or I think there's something revealing about that, which shows that, these conversations are necessary. I was even talking because I just did an episode with Anthony on Friday, a couple of days ago. And, we were talking about, Anthony and Ashley and all of them, they were at the Aja Studios, and they were working so hard. They're doing basically 10, 12-hour days every single day. Ashley said, what's up, by the way. I told her I was going to talk to you soon. And it's just like everybody's so busy trying to get their like passions out and build onto their, their legacies and build into their like their moment and get their money right and get their life right and get their, relationships, put together. But it's like, I just wonder if we're still living, I feel like we're not connecting as much as we used to, because we're getting old, obviously, but I feel like we're losing the connection. And if I could be that a little bit of a more connection between all of us, and hopefully more people as this expands outside of the friendship group, like I think that would be like a beautiful like reason to keep doing this in my mind. Just like, okay, good. While you may not be talking to this person every single day, maybe you can check in with them once a couple of months, or once every 6 months, or once a year, and see how their like life has progressed from where the last moment that we checked in with them. Yeah, so that's what I'm happy about. That's what we're trying to build, man. Trying to have create more connection.
You've always been that connector, though. Always. So like the fact that you're doing this right now is just a beautiful thing.
Thank you, bro. I mean, like, you don't even understand how much I appreciate this, because like I appreciate this coming from you, because it's like you are the reason. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking when I say this. You are the reason why I really, at least half the reason, or one of the three reasons why I'm even here right now doing this. Like, I'm not naive to say that, oh, I did a website that was based on style and fashion that led me to meeting to all these different people who were interested in style, art, and fashion. Me knowing them, doing that website, building up my designs because I was doing that website, led me to become a UI designer at my job. And that led me to become a senior UI designer and then a design director. And it's like all this shit is a confluence of the same story, like unfolding over the course of years. But it really just goes back to you and me being like, yo, this motherfucker's cool. I don't know what he's about, but I want to know. And it's always been like that. That's truly, honestly, in my opinion, why you are one of the most important artists in my life, because you just living your life.
Stop. No more. No more.
That's not even a compliment. This is a fact. Like we got the photos to prove it. You were the first person I shot. Like this is all an extension of this. So, but yeah, man, we could talk about some other topics. I wasn't expecting to go there so soon in the conversation, but yeah, that's what it is.
I really
So what else?
appreciate you. Like, I really, 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 really appreciate you because you're one of the people that actually helped me like be more experimentative and more accepting of like who I was on some real shit because I always doubted just being insecure, like living in the Bronx and all that other shit. Like I knew I was different and I used to shy away from wanting to be myself or an individual. And like having you, Josh, Trav, like all my friends who are also creatives helped me being from my area more like confident in who I was. So thank you for that.
Of course, of course, of course. And you know, we don't got to get too deep into it, but it's like I'm really just super happy that you eventually decided to just really be like, yo, this is me, this is what I'm about, and is living your truth 100% because we all love you. You know what I mean? Like we all love you. Everyone loves you, and I'm just glad that you just feel you're feeling good. You're in a space that you feeling loved, and you're just living your life the way that you want to live it. And who gives a fuck about what anybody else got to say or what they think? Because your life and your love is your life and your love, and we all love it. So I just I don't know. I just love the fact that you've really just grown over these past couple of years. Becoming the man that we all knew that you were, and just becoming us a beautiful human being. And just gave us an example of what it looks like when you move to LA. You can have sunlight too, baby. You know saying? Life can be sunlight too. So I don't know. I just respect all of our friends that just went out and just took a different, they just went on a different life path. Like it doesn't have to all be in New York. It doesn't have to all be, if someone told me you were going to be a stylist and never become a model agent, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. But the fact that you added to your repertoire and continue doing photography, continue expanding on all your skills, you know what I mean? I just think that's just beautiful because it's like you didn't stay stagnant. And sometimes it's hard to really like
One of the
keep
reasons
going
why
it.
I moved out to LA because I was starting to feel stagnant in New York.
Mm.
I was having those feelings. I'm like, yeah, I need to get out of here for a little bit. And then the opportunity presented itself and I accepted it. So I'm really grateful for that.
What have you learned, like specifically on the model agent front, in your opinion, like whether it's about people or just about the industry, good or bad?
What I've learned,
Because you're like in the machine.
I've learned that people need to not take it as seriously as they do. Because once they start to do that, they'll have fun and they'll have fun with fashion again. Because people fail to remember like the reason why you got into the fashion industry was for the fun of it. So like, don't come into it feeling like you have to be like this serious fashion person because a lot of them do. And I was starting to become that too. And I was starting to like not appreciate it anymore. And then once I sat back and was just like remembering why I got into it and what I wanted to do. And just remember like it was for the fun of it and started taking it for a fun job. That's when it changed for me.
Mm. Like how was like specifically fashion wise over the past couple of months? Like I feel like a lot of things got disrupted, whether it was because like not being able to do runway shows. So obviously there's no street style, there's no new collections. Like what did you see or take away or think or saw differently in this period? Like is there anything that you're gonna be doing differently or that your company's doing differently?
So I feel like we were one of the first companies to like, because we have so many amazing talents that are so creative, we were like able to like initiate the idea of like having the models self-shoot at home. So like I booked a campaign for one of my talents to like shoot in their house in LA for like this job. And because he's a photographer, his roommate was a photographer, his wife was also a model, so they were able to shoot like the whole content for this job, and it was a success. So like at least like one thing with fashion, like we always know how to like figure out shit.
So pivot. There's always ideas for sure.
And then it was also like a lot of like self shoots. So it was a lot of like doing what we're doing right now, and we just like screenshot the poses and stuff like that. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I saw some good ones. I was like, all right, this looks pretty rocking.
Yeah.
But it was another concept that a lot of people in the industry came up with that was working at the time during this time.
I'm always like so fascinated by like fashion these days because I'm somewhat removed. I'm just like, all right, stop, fuck it. I can't afford the fashions. Fashions is too expensive. All the stuff that I like genuinely is just so damn expensive. I'm like, I just gotta go completely left with it. Like all the suits I like, $1,500, $2,000. I'm like, this ain't gonna be me for a very long time, if ever. But I'm really just always fascinated by like the personas that like happen within fashion because there's like really big ass personalities. You know what I mean? And it's like you're the antithesis of that. So like, how do you just even balance like the big personality with like the I think like the humbleness, but like still subtle confidence that you have?
Wait, can you explain that
No,
again?
like how, oh, no, I was just saying like there's such big personalities in fashion. I just wonder how like you manage like yeah, more of like you just you feel like you just like fluid. You're like water. You're like very humble, but yet confident. But there seems to be like a lot of big personalities in fashion. I just wonder how you like navigate that.
Oh, it's again just not taking fashion seriously. So when you don't take fashion seriously, you don't take those people that take fashion seriously because it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Oh, and then once they read that, I feel like once they read that you have that, once they see that order from you, they're not gonna. They will also know how to like maneuver with you as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like, I just don't take those big-headed fashion people seriously because again, fashion is not that deep. I respect deadlines. Don't get me wrong. I respect deadlines because when there's a deadline, there's a deadline. But like, there's always a solution to things when things seem to be falling apart, and because it's not that deep, there's always a solution. There's always a solution. So that's how I navigate it.
Mm.
That makes sense. I'm so bad with
No,
interviews.
that makes sense. That makes sense. I know exactly what you mean. Like it's not gonna the world's not gonna end if we don't get this done today. We might
Exactly.
be able to do it tomorrow or do it in a different way. Just even the example you gave before about doing the at-home shoots. Like we can make it happen. We can make something happen. We're too talented and too creative to not think of something, you know? Particularly like nowadays with so many people just even in and of themselves being like damn near like small media entities. Cause like models or other people build out such big personas online. So it's like if they just put something on and took a bad photo, it's you don't even need to put the whole big shoot behind it all the time, or at least during this period. So I guess some of that was leveraged in the moment, and some of the at-home stuff did look good too. So
Yeah.
just trying to think about what else. What else would be cool? So you're out there living a great life, living a big life. What is a well-lived life to you, or life well lived?
A life well lived is the balance of working hard and also doing the shit that you feel that makes you happy.
Mm.
And I've learned that through quarantine because a life well lived for me was like making sure I'm getting enough rest, getting up in the morning and going for a run, just figuring out things that make you happy and make it a part of your everyday life is a life well lived. So like what makes me happy is running. What makes me happy is cooking sometimes. So like I'm still doing those things that make me happy. Like I find time throughout my week to make sure I do it.
Mm.
Especially going back and like so like it went from me like being furloughed and just like doing those things and then going back into work and trying to find time to still do those things because they made me happy during that time. And I'm still trying to figure it out, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. So like, were you not prioritizing like self-care beforehand? Would you say?
Nah, I wasn't. I
Yeah.
wasn't really like I was like just work Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday was like trying to have self care, but then also still thinking about going into Monday.
I
And
feel,
then and then it was like still like trying to have self care, but still working in my head. So I was never really having that epitome of self care that I should have been having.
yeah, it's like I feel the exact same way. Like Sundays were just like pre-Monday to me.
Exactly.
I don't even know lie.
Yeah.
So if
Exactly.
the day off I really had was like a Saturday for a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday was all preparation for Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I think we really we lose sight of that, but we're all of us are really working very, 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 very hard, man. Like almost to the point where I understand you. Sometimes the things that you do, you're so passionate about them, you don't realize that you're not living in these other ways or taking care of taking care of yourself in these other ways. But I just hope that we get back to the well, not don't lose sight of like self care and time for self is completely different from the work that you're doing, no matter how much you love it. Like you got to make time for friends, you got to make time for family. I can't tell you how many times like I just got caught up on a project and like 9 months passed and I just realized should I even call my friends? I didn't haven't spoken to my mom in like 2 weeks or something like that. And the fact that we can lose sight of that so quickly is like scary to me at times. You know, I don't got the answer. I was joking with Ashley the other day. I was like, yo, I'm about to become like the ultimate demotivator. I'm about to tell people like, yo, less is more. You don't need the Bugatti. You don't need the Ducati. Your house don't got to be 2 stories. 500 square feet is enough. You know what I mean? Like,
I want to own property for sure, but like I personally don't want to live in the property. Like I don't like houses. I don't like having too many ways of someone to break in. I just want a loft, and I'm good. I just want a loft. Very minimal, very basic.
Have you always been that minimal outside of the wardrobe?
Yeah, my dream was always to own a loft, a big ass loft. That's always been my dream. So I've always had, I guess, a minimalistic idea of the way I live.
Yeah. Why is that? Is it just like you don't like having the stress of owning a lot, or is it something else?
Just my personal preference. I don't really know what the reason is. Just what I like. Like when I moved out here, when I was looking for an apartment, all I wanted was great sunlight and high ceilings, and that's what I found.
That's what's up.
Exposed brick too, but I didn't get the exposed brick. But it's all good. I got 2 out of 3, and now I'm in the process of like trying to figure out for next year because I want to live in a loft. I want to move into a loft, but they're all downtown. I don't really like downtown, but I'm just gonna chop the bullet and move out to a loft.
What's the thing about downtown that you don't like so much?
It's too gritty.
I know, but I just wanted to ask you.
Living out here now, like I'm used to the gritty because I'm from New York, but like living out here now and just seeing the spots and the pockets that have like the peace and the tranquility and like palm trees, like I want that, but I still really do want a loft. So just gonna suck it up and just move into a loft.
That's a good goal. What's the other goals? Like, what's some other goals that you got moving into next year and beyond?
Working on a coffee table book.
Fire.
And really just shooting more, like trying to shoot a lot more.
And the coffee table book is going to be like just a mixture of your photography and style, right?
Yeah.
Style work.
Yeah.
What do you want in the book? I'm saying, what's the vibe? What's the vision?
Huh?
So what's the vibe? What's the vision? What are you trying to accomplish with that?
I just want to put out a coffee table book. I've always wanted to do that. So like that's just a personal goal that I have for myself and that I'm going to share with people and hopefully they like it.
Mm-hmm. When you think about it though, like the stuff that would be inside of it, like how do you want to feel about it, or how do you want other people to feel about it? Hopefully I'm not talking too far in the future, but like what's the energy you're trying to create? So how question? My bad. Bad question. It could have been a bad question.
I'm also working on something else with everyday people as well. That I know people are really gonna love. So it's another project that I'm working on for next year. And that's it for right now. That's been my time right now. Like outside of work is what I've been really focusing on. Shooting more, coming up with some ideas that I want to shoot, and the book. Like gathering those photos and like figuring out how I want to place them and all that good stuff.
I'm gonna say this. I'm not sure what the vibe that you're trying to create with it, but like I said, I've always thought that you were the person who was just you specifically when it comes to menwear and men's style. I always feel like you were literally on like the bleeding edge, the cutting edge of what it was to present yourself as a man, you know what I mean? Or like in a masculine form, in a beautiful way. It was always like this beautiful mixture of like, you know, adornment with jewelry, but like beautiful colors, you know, beautiful, unexpected, I would say mixtures of like fabric and everything like that. So I think whatever you put together, particularly if you like have that mixture of like the athlete, but through your lens, I think it could be phenomenal, man. Like seriously, like I really genuinely believe if you like focused on this sort of idea between like strong bodies and strong style, would be really interested to see how that mix. Because when I look at a lot of athletes, it's just, you know, I'm no disrespect to the stylists that, you know, style them, but some of it doesn't seem very well placed for their body type and their height at times. And I know people want to do different things, like be, you know, to be loud and be expressive and be creative, but some of it doesn't. They're grown ass men, and sometimes they don't look like grown ass men. They look like kids wearing, you know, like oversized suits, like oversized like attire. Like you a multi-millionaire, and you wearing Vans. Like it don't work for me. It doesn't. You know what I mean? Like I want to see Brioni, baby. I want to see like beautiful, elegant, saucy, regal cardigans and shit. Like, and some of them do that, but these are just really, really like expensive and important people, and they should look like that. You know what I mean? And I think that's what your work connotes to me.
I agree with you for sure.
So expensive, important, lavish, sexy. You know, that's how I'm trying to be.
All that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I got a couple other questions, but I'm not sure what you're trying to share. Like, so you tell me, like, what's been on your mind, if there's anything that you want to share that I may have not asked you that's important to you.
I'm good at that. You can ask me questions. No, you can ask me
Oh,
questions.
okay. I mean, okay, here we go. Here's an outside question. What's the importance of privacy to you? Random.
Privacy.
Privacy.
How fucking very important. And you know this about me. Like I've always been a private person. Like I'm very, very standoffish, and I've been told that to this day that I still am. And I thought I got better at it, but I was just told yesterday that I'm still standoffish. And I'm like, well, fuck, I don't know what to do. But it's very important to me though. Privacy is very, very important. Like it takes some time for me to like feel comfortable with telling you how I feel or like expressing like personal shit. But yeah, very important.
I've always found that like interesting about you, which is beautiful in a way, because I feel like nowadays like everything's become like OnlyFansified. Mind you, I've never been on it, but it's just like everybody got their ass out, everybody got their politics out in public, everybody, you know, it's just like nothing's private anymore.
That shit became like a thing. That's when I'm like, okay, we're definitely in the apocalypse. Like the fact that I mean, everyone has their own profession, but the fact that we're normalizing porn and like watching people have sex is very disturbing.
Speak on it. Speak more. There's more to that.
Because we need to realize that yes, we're in a very advanced age. So like kids are very advanced as well, and they know how to use fucking iPads and go on YouTube like at the age of 6. So like, and they can read at a very advanced rate as well because we have great, you know what I mean. So yeah, like people need to realize that we also have kids that's watching us as a society. So we need to like monitor and be just aware of like what we're doing for real in this world, because the fact that normalizing pornography to that extent, and I know they said OnlyFans was not meant to be for that, but that's what it is. We need to, like, the reality is that's what it is. And the fact that we're normalizing it is fucking mind blowing to me. It's crazy.
No, seriously, it is crazy. And I'm like, it's a conversation I have with some, I have with
we should own, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, if that's how you live, that's how you live. But I do think people, we live in the moment a bit too much. We don't realize like this is going to be, you know, something in the future that even if it is widely, I believe it's going to be much more widespread, just like how like, you know, body, you know, surgeries and all those other things became much more widespread. I think like things like OnlyFans are going to be like widespread to the point where people are not going to even bat an eye. I do believe like we're increasingly as a society becoming way more like exhibition oriented. In other words, like there's nothing private anymore. I remember growing up, like people didn't talk about politics in person, in public. People never talked about who they were like fucking in public. People never talked about like, you know, all these different things were like private matters. And now it's just like your body's public, your politics are public, you know, like your sexuality is public. Like everything that is just like your own business, which nobody needs to know of, it's become like something that we traffic in, almost like a currency of like attention and exposure and thought. And while there's a goodness to that, because, you know, there's less, I don't know, there's more transparency, but there has to be some things that are just for you, right?
It's all about boundaries for me. Like, so like, it's okay to like want to take things to the next level, but we also need to have the balance of boundaries and like when to cap it.
Thanks.
When to cap it. And as a society, we're not realizing that because we're always just looking for like the next thrill or the next best thing. But like, when is enough? You know what I mean?
You gotta let that sit. When is it enough? I believe, and I hope I'm wrong, but I believe this is just the beginning. You know what I mean? I hate to say that, but I really believe it's just the beginning.
It's the truth.
Because if someone told me like even 5 years ago, forget 10 years ago, that we're going to get to a place where it's normalized or increasingly getting normalized, where just people just got their whole ass out or having sex just online, like, and it's just like regular day people, not even like porn stars in a sense. I had to be real. I wouldn't have thought that would have been the case. But if I could look at what the trend happened with surgeries, with that, how common that is, I can see OnlyFans becoming just as common. And I don't know what that says for kids, because like you said, they are watching. I think sometimes we forget. But you know, that's
As
the
adults, we forget that kids are watching us. So
right.
like whatever we're doing on social media, online, like they're seeing. We need to realize that, because I know people like to say like, I'm not here to help you raise your child, but your child, you need to also realize that their child is watching you. And how do you feel about that? You know what I mean? Like you should, if you don't care, then you should really dive into yourself and think about that, because at the end of the day, like people are watching you because you're publicizing that shit. And I don't know. I don't know. But
But
yeah.
you do know though. That's the thing about it. You know it. I think we both feel the same exact way about it. There's something eerie about that shit. Because I can imagine being young, and if I was young and I saw that, I wouldn't have the same sort of like reverence for myself and my body when I grew up, because I didn't seen all these other people, my potential. You know, you never know who in your family or who you know who's a celebrity that you look up to doing that. You know, it wouldn't be such a big thing if I chose to do that when I grew up now, because it's a way to make money. It's probably going to be harder to get a job moving forward in the future. And it's just going to be an avenue. A lot more people are going to be exposing themselves. It's really actually, if you think about it and take a step away, it's a bit insidious, because it's like people are really trading in on their bodies to make profit. Of course, you know, there's a level of prostitution that's obvious in it, but it's even deeper than that. You know, it really is a bit even deeper than that. You're really putting a price on yourself with them subscriptions. And if you're making money, good for you, but it says something about you and you got to accept that.
Yeah.
So that's no shade, and that's no value judgment. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But you know, accept it for the full decision that you're making, and not just the money decision that's involved in it. You know, it's even interesting to even say that in the context of fashion, because I think a lot of people look at fashion in a way, particularly from a model perspective, like, oh, some models, not many, but some models, you know, they do feel that they're being, you know, they're like these pseudo slaves in a way, or their bodies being used to sell for product purposes. But I think when you consider how life is going or society is going in certain respects, like there's no way, shape, or form even close. You
Yeah.
know, a level of like dehumanization isn't rampant, I would say, at least from what I could tell in the modeling industry. So I don't know.
Especially in these days now, like models have voices, which is a beautiful thing. Because like I came from the generation of like, I guess, agents now, which is not even like a long time. I'm saying generation like I'm been in the game for 45 years. But like when I started, it was around the time that models were starting to have voices, like because of social media, like they're speaking about like not having enough black hairstylists on sets, or like being sexually humiliated or assaulted or whatever the case may be by photographers. So like because of those voices, like the game and the industry has changed. So like it's a beautiful thing to see, and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of, because like the models do have voices, which is allowing us to have voices for them more than what we had before.
You know, and I think that's a really beautiful thing to give to them, because you know they obviously are more than just their aesthetics. You know, we all are, and maybe who knows? Maybe that's what the whole point of this conversation is. Like, you know, we're more than our aesthetic, in a sense. You know, maybe that's the message that the summation of everything that we're talking about here is just like, you know, you are more than than how people see you, or what your body says about you, or how your body looks. It's really about what you can offer beyond just your looks.
Especially the models of color. Like I'm to the moon that we are getting the recognition that we deserve. And I'm happy that I'm starting to feel more comfortable to believe that it's not just a trend.
Mm.
Because the fact that they're like bringing in black editors, black stylists, black hairstylists, everyone that in the friends and people that I know, they're getting the recognition that they deserve finally. So now it's like I'm getting reassured that it's not a trend, because they tried it before. They were doing it before every time something was happening for like Black lives, and then it would slowly fade back into a white runway show or a white editorial. But I'm seeing it more that it's becoming more and more apparent. Like I'm getting emails from casting directors that are looking for people of color, and it's just beautiful to see. Because there were times when I first started, it would just be like, literally like just looking for a Caucasian white male, age 24 to 35. But now it's like looking for models of all color, or looking for a black model specifically. Like yeah, it's appreciative. I love it. I love it.
Why do you think it's sticking now more so than before?
Because um, we have higher ups that are of color now. So like they're bringing us in, you know what I mean? They're giving us the recognition that we deserve. So that's why it's becoming more grounded because of those reasons. Because they're like people of color are the bosses now. They're running the shit.
Mm. And you see how that goes back to what we were talking about just a couple of minutes ago about like why your visual matters, how you
Yeah.
yourself matters. If you devalue your body, you devalue your skin color, you devalue yourself, then it's gonna be hard to have those conversations in the future about like, I understand these are not the same people, but just the idea of it, it's gonna be hard to have those conversations about trying to be a boss when you got your whole ass out.
Exactly.
I could be wrong, but I'm just simply saying I think it's a hard conversation to flip on people. Like once you sell your whole cheeks, it's gonna be hard to be like, yo, here's my wholesome, like skincare. I don't know that skincare line, but like, hey, I want to be your CEO of your company. It's not too. You're kind of pigeonholing yourself and your substance, in a way. And I think at a certain point, we all want to become people who have power and who have agency and who can become bosses in our own right. And unless you the CEO of OnlyFans, I don't think he didn't get on it, right? I don't think they doing that. So it's something to consider, not to bring it back to that. Sorry to harp on that so much, but it's just like I feel like as Black folks, we're in a position where over the past few months in particular, we've been fighting for not just our visibility, but our voice. And in doing so, we got to make sure that what is visible about us is just as consistent and just as strong as our voice. So when we're trying to get a seat at the table, I want to be at that table and I want to be fully clothed in a suit, not butt naked in my birthday suit. So that's just it. That's it. We can end on that. We can end on my weird note, but we can end on that. Just again, I just wanted to say, thank you, bro, for the time. Really appreciated talking to you.
I hope I did a good job.
Yeah, you did. Now people need to understand, like, you don't give conversations to people. So like, I know for a fact, you don't know how much I appreciate it. I really do, man. Like,
I don't let them know I don't talk much. That's why, if anything, it was awkward. But
like I thought this went well. I mean, me personally, y'all could tell me how y'all felt about it, but I thought this went well. Like this is the conversation, man. I really got to be honest. I'm not looking for anything other than a deep connection and a real conversation, and as real as as real as we can get. I don't have any there's no format. I'm not looking to get anything from somebody. I'm not looking for no like hype moments of gotcha. None of that shit. I don't care.
Did an exceptional job, but they do this shit. I don't really do this, but so yeah, I hope it was.
Nah, they gonna love it, bro. Trust me. Just the fact that people get to see you is gonna be a happy moment. So I mean, I was happy by seeing you. So,
I see you too, man. For real, for real.